The Socialist Republic of Vietnam is located in the center of Southeast Asia, bounded by China on the north, the Indian subcontinent on the west, and the Pacific Ocean on the east. With a coastline of 3,260 kilometers in length, Vietnam has an advantageous geographical location that can provide easy exchange with large ports all over the world. Vietnam's mainland area is 331,689 square kilometers with territorial sea, continental shelf and beautiful islands. It is situated in a tropical and subtropical climate zone characterized by monsoons with a high rate of rainfall and humidity plus a considerable amount of year-round sunny days. In both the northern and southern sections of Vietnam, there are two large and fertile deltas. Thus, the geographical location, climate and nature all favor Vietnam with enormous potential for economic and tourist development. Vietnam has an exclusive economic zone of approximately 1 million square kilometers. The estimated 1,736 billion cubic meters of natural gas and potential petroleum resources of about 5 billion tons, along with the many aquatic products, make the abundant resources of the sea a valuable investment opportunity. This area can also be used to establish large seaports and to develop industrial zones and services. On the mainland, mineral resources are distributed in many areas. There is coal, apatite and metal ore in the northern mountainous and highland, limestone, natural gas and brown coal in Red River Delta, limestone, iron ore, chrome and tin in the north-central region, titanium and gold in the south-central coastal parts, and bauxite in the central highlands. Vietnam also has hydraulic power resources with hundreds of billions of kilowatt-hour, mainly in the Red River and Dong Nai River system. With the hydropower energy, Vietnam is capable of meeting all the requirements of the economic sectors for electric energy and fuels. Vietnam's population of over 79 million people consists of 54 ethnic groups of brotherhood, of which the King are the majority. The nature of Vietnamese people is endowed with loyalty and humanitarianism gained throughout the 1,000 years of defending and building the country. The Vietnamese are well known for their hospitality, diligence and hard-working nature. The Vietnamese are proud of their culture, which has been exchanged with other cultures throughout the world. Yet there is an importance placed on the preservation of its own cultural identity. Vietnam still maintains many valuable historical relics, such as the One Pillar Pagoda, Pho Minh Tower, Binh Sơn Tower, the Cham Towers, and the architecture of Hoi An. In particular, the architecture of the imperial palaces in Hue and Hoi An and My Sơn relic site, which have been recognized as a World Cultural Heritage by UNESCO. At the end of 1986, Vietnam entered a period of renovation, embarking on an open-door policy to strengthen both its own economy and to integrate into the regional and world economies. As a result of this renovation, Vietnam has made many great and important achievements. It has become a dynamic economy with a large potential market, providing a stable and attractive environment for investment. Vietnam is also a promising and potential destination for foreign investors.
Mercedes-Benz are looking for high potential markets, and Vietnam is a high potential market for over 80 million people. So Vietnam has a very clear political stability, and it's a very fast growing market with all the advantages we have. So Vietnam is a developing country, and Mercedes-Benz probably will have the right product, and we want to share the potential in the market.
Vietnam's stable political situation has enabled the 9th Vietnam Communist Party Congress to implement consistent policies to encourage foreign investment, an important part of the national economy and an essential economic component. The laws and policies on foreign investment have been designed to minimize risks, avoid difficulties, and create advantageous opportunities. These policies have focused on strengthening the attractiveness and competitiveness of the Vietnam investment environment. Vietnam has the most attractive investment policies in the region, with a standard category of corporate income tax of 25% and 3 other preferential levels, 20%, 15% and 10%. Vietnam has instituted guarantee measures on investment according to international practice, such as making commitments on non-nationalization and non-retroactivity. Vietnamese laws on forms of investment are in conformity with international practice and include joint venture enterprises, enterprises with 100% for investment, business cooperation contract, and other facilities such as BOT, BTO, and BT. Moreover, Vietnam is a peaceful developing country that is extremely safe with a stable political situation. A dynamic economy has firmly and consistently developed for many years in Vietnam. From 1991 to 2000, the economy achieved a stable growth rate averaging 7.4% per year. Domestic saving in the national economy reached the level of 27% of GDP in 2000. The economic and social infrastructure developed rapidly, and the economic structure made great changes towards industrialization and modernization. Especially in the period of 1996 till 2000, Vietnam attained many important economic achievements with stable GDP growth, averaging 6.94%, and industrial production value increasing 13.5% per year. The growth of export turnover was more than 3 times that of GDP. In addition to promulgating laws on foreign investment in Vietnam in 1988, Vietnam developed a new image, a warm and promising destination for investors. By the end of 2001, there had been more than 3,700 licensed projects with a registered capital of more than $41 billion. 219 projects with $1.6 billion in 1988-1990, 1,398 projects with $16.24 billion in 1991-1995, and 1,648 projects with $20.8 billion in 1996-2000 period. Until now, foreign investment has accounted for a quarter of the total invested capital of the whole society, 12.7% GDP, 34% industrial production value, and 7% budget income. Foreign investment has also created direct jobs for 400,000 employees and tens of thousands of indirect jobs. Foreign investment concentrates in sectors such as petroleum, telecommunications, the motor industry, chemicals, electronics, the garment industry, and all forms of tourism. Vietnam considers foreign investment an integral part in developing its economy, creating new vitality for cooperation and mutual benefit. To mark the contribution foreign investors make to the economic development of Vietnam, the Vietnamese government has granted medals and congratulatory certificates to many investors. This action has once again affirmed the consistency and encouragement and priority policies that Vietnam has reserved for foreign investors. Vietnam has strengthened its foreign policies to integrate and expand cooperative relations with the world and regional economies. It continues to extend foreign economic relations and is actively integrated with the international economy and assures international commitments to be conducted in bilateral and multilateral relations. Vietnam became the 7th member of ASEAN on the 28th of July 1995, joined APEC in November 1998, and is one of 25 ASEAN member countries and on the way of accession to WTO. Up to now, Vietnam has established diplomatic relations with 156 countries, trade relations with more than 100 countries and territories, and has investment cooperation relations with 66 countries and territories. Vietnam has signed more than 40 bilateral agreements on investment encouragement and protection, and 80 bilateral trade agreements. In addition, Vietnam signed the trade agreement with the United States on the 13th of July 2000, opening new opportunities in investment relations in Vietnam. Vietnam is a potential market with 79 million people and a high rate of consumption. Average consumption per capita doubled over the period 1996 till 2000. Nevertheless, Vietnam has a great need for capital of development investment, in which the minimum need on foreign investment in 2001-2005 is approximately $11 billion. Vietnam focuses on drawing investment capital from multinational corporations and at the same time encourages small and medium projects in many fields such as high technology, the export industry, the industry serving agriculture and rural development. Vietnam particularly encourages the effective use of natural resources and creating more jobs for society. The labor force of Vietnam is a young one. 66% of the 43.3 million people of working age, equivalent to more than 26 million people under 35. Trained and skilled workers increased by 7.3% in a period of 1990-2000. Vietnam regards education as having a key role in national development, being one of the first nations to complete the basic goal of eliminating illiteracy and providing secondary school for all. In 1996-2000, the number of university and college students increased 6 times. Special attention has also been paid to vocational training. Up to now, Vietnam has 139 universities and colleges, 151 formal vocational schools, and thousands of state vocational units. In addition, labor cost in Vietnam is rather competitive, with the minimum salary of Vietnamese workers ranging from 35 to 45 US dollars per month in enterprises with foreign invested capital. The infrastructure in Vietnam is rapidly developing and becoming increasingly modern. There is a 2,600-kilometer long railway system and an extensive road network, providing convenient transportation throughout the country. In 1996-2000, Vietnam Airlines was expanded to 11 domestic flights and 24 international flights. The Post and Telecommunications Service has also been developed and modernized. Finance, banking, auditing and insurance services have been expanded with the participation of foreign invested enterprises. In the 5-year plan for 2001-2005, Vietnam has targeted an average economic growth of at least 7% per year and actively creates more opportunities to reach higher growth in the following years. To meet this target growth, Vietnam has encouraged foreign investment in 3 main areas: agriculture and forestry, industry and services. In agriculture and forestry, many projects have been encouraged, including the processing of agricultural, forestry and fishing products, applying biological technologies to produce new species, plus the encouragement of mechanical investment to serve agricultural projects. In industry, foreign investment is encouraged to focus on modern technology industries and fields such as informatics, biology, new materials, automation and petroleum. Investment will also continue to be encouraged in the following important fields: exploring and exploiting petroleum, natural and mineral resources, producing accessories, spare motorbike and automobile parts, manufacturing and installing motor equipment for construction, technical equipment for transportation, spare industrial machinery parts, developing basic chemical substances, electronic products and home appliances, and projects producing local pharmaceutical products instead of importing goods. The service industry concentrates on the development and investment incentive of the techno-economic infrastructure, tourism infrastructure, informatics services, technology transfer, in which focus is on post and telecommunications, bridges, roads and ports development, tourism complexes, cultural and sports centers, plus recreation and ecological tourism areas. Investment formalities in Vietnam are constituted simply and accurately, from assessing to issuing investment licenses to conducting projects to create favorable opportunities for foreign investors. The issuance duration shall be from 15 to 30 days at most from the date when contractors submit the proper documents to the issuing agencies. Vietnam is firmly on the way to being an industrialized and modern state with active integration, investment and cooperation on the basis of equality and mutual benefit. Vietnam, the land of birds singing and rose blooming, where doors have been widely opened to welcome foreign investors. As a foreigner said, to comprehend Vietnam, you need to forget yourself a little, put yourself into its circumstances. Then, this beautiful country will bring you many enjoyable surprises.